From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big early morning of Early Mornings LA with incredible great news about your stimulus check update of 2021 with incredible great news as a secret deal was going on with Chuck and Mitch since before Thanksgiving to get all these bodies of legislation done easily, breezily in the month of December. Excuse me? Did I hear that right? Yeah, you heard that right. In the last 24 hours, the new secret meetings from Chuck and Mitch are revealed, and those meetings are signaling that this recon is going to get done. Oh my goodness. And the recon is going to become a law this month. Wow. In this recording, we go over the incredible recon, the timeline, the details, and the checks that are coming across the board. This is the Four Stimulus Recon, and in this recording, we go over everything you need to know that is paying big sums of money in this incredible recon. We'll be turning to that COLA raise of 5.9% that's coming next year, and the fifth stimulus right behind that. The student loan debt forgiveness and what you need to know about that offer on the table. But it's the fourth stimulus that's really shocking, as that recon is going to pass this month. Wow, we're going to go over the latest details direct from Santa Monica, California about this recon that's going to pay you at least $15,000. But no time or place to wait for fourth stimulus to become a law, because guess what? Third stimulus is becoming a law already. In fact, it already is law. And viewers have gotten this money this week, last week. It's what we call on this channel Christmas stimulus. This is money you're going to get in your hand before Christmas. It's third stimulus. And we're going to go over the latest details on that. Plus, we're going to go over the breaking news about what the Federal Reserve is going to do on December 15th. In view of those jobs numbers that came in yesterday, we'll have the latest about what's going on with Omicron. We'll be looking at a preview of what to anticipate with sirloin and Javita late as well. And I have more details across the board about this incredible third stimulus, fourth stimulus pay hearing. Stay to the final 5 minutes for my commentary as well. It's a big morning. I'm excited you're here. It's a big early morning. I'm excited you're here. And the details, the jaw-dropping details of a Chuck Mitch deal are revealed in this recording for the first time ever. The excitement starts right here, right now, on a brand new Early Mornings LA this morning. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day and hope the weather is good where you are. Well, Chuck and Mitch had secret meetings since the month of October to get bodies of legislation done quickly in the month of December. We learned yesterday. What is this and what does this impact you? Well, that recon is going to become law. It's going to become law in the month of December. And this is the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. You're going to clean up with at least $15,000 of checks later this month. But this week, today, you're going to get third stimulus. This is your Christmas stimulus. This is before Christmas. I'm going to show you how viewers have done this and gotten $5,000 to $6,000 in their hand before Christmas. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. Fifth stimulus, the latest on that. Plus, the breaking news about what's happening with the Federal Reserve you need to know on December 15th. The latest details on the variant strain, what you need to know about that as well. We got a big recording today, plus my commentary across the board. I want you part of this incredible family, so subscribe. Go under this video right now and hit that subscribe button. I want you part of this incredible family so you know everything you need to get in this incredible recon across the board. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP, so you're part of the #1 most watched financial channel on geopolitical news in the nation. Consider becoming a member and sign up for those LA alerts also under this video. As we go into a brand new day with the toast and the butter buttered and the coffee brewing, the details is that this recon will have a lot of bacon for you. How much bacon? At least $15,000 of checks in this incredible recon. It's the biggest payout you ever seen in the history of this channel, and I'm going to show you how to get these incredible checks starting right now. And it starts with the first of 3 clusters and 3 add-ons. Let's look at them. Cluster number 1 got in there, hazard pay, $4,000 of elder care. They got in that $4,000 of money for my essential workers, and then they got $4,000 of elder care, $4,000 to care for young children, They got the CTC in there, one more year, approximately $3,600. The Pell Grant, $850 checks, $550 checks. Then they got the home repairs of your little low-income community, and the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Wow, that's incredible. Now, that first add-on comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters here in Southern California. She got it in there. It is free money for the purchase of your first home. She won in $25,000. She got a little bit less, and this is incredible. How do you get these incredible sums of money? Well, it's coming up later in this video. Stay with me as I show you these incredible sums of money. And yes, she wanted 25, but she got a little bit less. Let's turn to cluster number 2. That is the home repairs and paid leave. It's also in the second cluster, the pre-kindergarten and the household tax credit. When we talk about home repairs in the second cluster, we're talking about weatherize your home. You need to weatherize your home because the holiday season and you have to decorate appropriately. Except in my household, we put up a lot of bacon. Let's go to the second add-on of checks, which comes from the illustrious Bob Casey out of Pennsylvania. He got it in there. He wanted it in there, and he got it in there. $250 billion. That's what he wanted. He got a little bit less. And what is this? This is free money for this is free benefits of home health care for my seniors and people on disabilities. How do you get this money? Stay with me. I go over it later in this video. Let's go to the third cluster of checks, and here is where we find deliciousness. They got money in there for seniors and free internet. Okay, so what's in this third cluster? Free school meals for all checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks, immigration reform checks. Then they got farmers checks. Then they got money for my seniors. They got the free internet, the farmers. And when we talk about the seniors, they got 2 provisions and vowed to add 3 more. Those are the Medicare expansion. On the House side, they got in there the Medicare expansion with the hearing and the Medicaid gap fix. On the Senate side, they vowed to add the dental and the vision, and also the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which is par for the course of when we're talking about MSC. MSC is an acronym you only hear on this channel, but it refers to an instrument which legislators talk about all the time, which is monthly IRS stimulus check. Now, understand, the Forced Stimulus Recon has multiple checks for you, multiple checks, but we use the word MSC to refer to the IRS sent out one. Back in the month of May, I told you to pick up the phone and advocate for its inclusion with those senators. And this channel since then has become the biggest place of advocacy in the nation with over 5 million phone calls across the board. During that time, thousands of viewers were told by those 6 senators it's going in there. And those 6 senators have told viewers it would go in there. Now, 2 weeks ago, the legislation landed in the Senate. I said to pick up the phone and re-advocate, because guess what? Now we're in the Senate. Now it's time to re-advocate. And you have done so well. When we talk about re-advocating, who are we talking about advocating to? It's those 6 senators, and let's go over who they are starting right now. It is Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. And it's not Calcino. It is Casey, Coons. Cut it out. Let's do it again. It's Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. You don't want to advocate to Sir Lloyd. He ain't going to get you anything. He's going to take all the money for himself. And the advocacy is very important because in the scope of the situation, those senators vow to put it in there. When we're talking about that MSC, what are we talking about? Well, they're talking about the same eligibility as a third stimulus check to the viewers of this channel. 75,000 less got that third stimulus check, single individual. Married couple, 150,000 less got it, double it. Family of 4, they got it, quadruple it. If you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, rural benefits, they got it as well. The stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable, and it's delivered to everyone across the globe. In recent days, I've gotten strange comments in some of the videos where people are talking about my state doesn't give it. No, this is federal stimulus. We're talking about federal items on this channel, not state items. Now, what has happened the last few days? You have done so well. 6 viewers and 6 senators. Let's go over the equation. It started with Janet, who picked up the phone and called Chuck Schumer's office the day before Thanksgiving and was told it's going in there via Bernie Sanders. It continued with Lynn Glenn, who picked up the phone and called Bob Casey's office last week and was told it's going in there. Tyrell picked up the phone and called over to Chris Coons' office, was told is going in there. Donnie, his wife Sharon, picking up the phone and calling to Ron Wyden's office and being told it's going in there. And Bonnie picking up the phone and calling over to Liz Warren's office and telling it's going in there. And that's why it's important for you to advocate as well. Advocate for its inclusion in this incredible recon. The number one senator, his chief of staff, says you need to advocate until this becomes law. And let's read that incredible message right now. They now have in total between congressional senators' offices received more context of advocacy from the LA Purple Power than the number of signatures in the American petition. Everyone's amazed by the outpouring of touching stories. Now they have a better understanding of what Americans are going through during this pandemic. They have heartbreaking stories, and they're the voice of the people across the nation, and you are LA, as you have become too loud to be ignored. Very, very kind. Please continue your encouragement for the continued advocacy as a professional voice of the people you have become until this becomes law. And that involves advocating to those 6 senators. And do it right today by voice with their staff or by voicemail. Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Now, you also need to give yourself some time to advocate for your wallet. And that involves getting third stimulus. This is the money that's available today. And viewers have done so well over the last 2 weeks. I'm going to show you how to do well as well. This is Christmas stimulus. This is money you can get in your wallet before Christmas. Fourth stimulus, not before Christmas in your wallet. Third stimulus, yes, $1,000. The average viewer's channel has gotten $5,000 to $6,000 in the last 2 weeks. I'm going to show you how to get that incredible sums of money. We'll be then turning to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest offer on the table. Fifth stimulus, the latest details on that after that COLA raise. We'll be looking at the financial details of what's happening with the Federal Reserve on December 15th in view of the latest about Pfizer and Omicron. Buck will be turning back to fourth stimulus and the secret deal between Chuck and Mitch that started before Thanksgiving that signals that this recon is going to get smooth sailing across the board as 3 other bodies of legislation were part of that negotiation deal between Chuck and Mitch. Those jaw-dropping, surprising details are coming up in the second half of this video. Stay with me as we return in 60 seconds. But first, here is a little bit about the community page on this big early mornings broadcast that will also feature a look back and a look forward to what's happening with Sirloin and Javita Late. Stay with me as Early Mornings LA continues right now. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Early Mornings LALATE as a recon will become law in the month of December. I'll go over all this incredible recon. Now, the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel, at least $15,000. But you want some Christmas stimulus, some money before stimulus? It's third stimulus, and I'm going to show you how viewers have listened and gotten $5,000 to $6,000 on average. We'll be going over that secret deal that started with Mitch and Chuck in the month of October, and why this recon is going to be smoother sailing than initially thought. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. The latest details on this stimulus and the details you need to know about that breaking news meeting of December 15th with the Federal Reserve. What's going to go on with that? Plus, a look back at the new Calcino at the episode that dropped last night if you missed it. Those details coming up in the second half of this video, and I want you part of this incredible family. So subscribe. Become part of those LA alerts, which is under this video. But first, subscribe or like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member of the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member so you get that incredible newsletter tonight. And with that, let's go into the breaking news as we start a big second half, and boy, is it a lot. And we're going to start with the surprising announcement that came out of a report yesterday that Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer have had secret meetings since the month of October that no one knew about except them, Nancy, and the president. What's at issue? They had these meetings starting in the month of October before Thanksgiving, after Mitch reached out to Chuck and said, I don't want to have any partisan fights over procedure. I want to have bipartisan agreement on procedure. And with that, it's a total different universe. Shocking. We started the month of December thinking that we had 4 to 5 bodies of law to do. We weren't going to get them done. We were worried we were going to get them done. Now is smooth sailing. What's going on? By the end of this week, you're going to see the defense spending bill law, the debt ceiling limit raised in law, the other debt ceiling limit moved into the month of February, and your recon right at the edge of the finish line. That was the agreement these people made. Why did Mitch make that agreement? It's coming up in the final 5 minutes of this video. I'll explain the latest details. Chuck Schumer represents that the recon, forced stimulus recon, will become a law by Christmas Eve. I don't think that's the case. I think it's going to become a law the week after. Let me show you the details. Chuck Schumer wants that recon to go to vote on the Senate floor, not this week, not next week, but the week after. He wants this week and next week to be the finalization of the language of the bill, to show it to the Senate parliamentarian, and wants to tee it up for a vote the week of Christmas. I don't think he can do it. Why? Because you need a Senate floor vote. You need 2 days for Senate vote Obama. You need 1 day for the House. Yes, it will go back to the House, because if you change a period or comma, going back to the House for at least a day, that's 4 days. The week of Christmas is a half a week, so they can't get it done that week. The only way I can see them getting it done by Christmas is working the weekend before, which I don't think they will. They have in previous years worked the weekend after Christmas, so that's when I think it's going to happen. The 27th, 28th is when I think it's going to become a law. Now, when you look at the situation, why do I think it's going to become a law? Both Republican and Democratic analysts think it's going to become a law, number one. Number two, there is a more pressing issue, which is the fourth stimulus recon has a lot of provisions from third stimulus that are expiring in just a few days. The actual expiration date is January 15th, but as Senator Tim Kaine reports, you can't wait to the last second under the law. You got to do it back in the month before, which brings us to mid to late December. I'll have more about this analysis in the final 5 minutes of this video. Stay with me, but let's go right into these incredible provisions in this recon. This fourth stimulus recon is a huge payday for you folks. It is at least $15,000, and it's splattered across all these incredible checks. Let's go over each of them starting right now. The first checks that got in there is the paid leave. It pays a lot. It is upwards of $1,700 if you make $70,000 or more per year. It is, if you make $35,000 or more per year, is $800 a week. If you make $15,000 or more per year, it is $400 a week. How many weeks? Up to 4 weeks per year. Yeah, so it's about $5,000 to $6,000 on the high end. All income levels. W-2, 1099, yes. And if you don't work but you live with your son and daughter and they take off from work once a week to take you to the doctor, they get the check on behalf of the household. It's incredible. The next provision that got into this incredible recon is the big money for the SALT cap. They got that in there, and wow, they're raising the SALT cap from $10,000 to $72,500. Then they got in there $40 billion of free job training. Incredible. One of the best provisions people always ask me about is, where's the cheaper medical insurance? Here it is. They got the Medicaid gap fix in there, providing 12 holdout states, low-income uninsured people in those states subsidized private insurance for years. Which brings us to the best provisions, Recon. You know what it is. You know exactly what it is. The $150 billion for housing. Wow. With 6 provisions, 3 that are new. The Weatherize Your Home, the home repairs, and then the first-time home purchases, and then 3 provisions that repeat from third stimulus, rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance. And the great news is that you don't have to wait for fourth stimulus to become law to get this money. You can get it today because third stimulus is already law. And I want to go over how to get this money for you starting right now. But let's take a step back into December 2020. When I moved into the space, I had a lot of exclusives. And one of the first exclusives I had was a preview of a new body of legislation coming the next year called third stimulus. People at the time were just focusing on second stimulus. I said, focus on third stimulus. And at the time, people said, okay, well, there'll be a $14 stimulus check at third stimulus. I said, no, I know there is, but I want you to focus on the $15,000 I think I can get you under third stimulus. When it became law, I said, don't focus on the $1,400 stimulus check. You're going to get it. Focus on the $15,000. I want you to get that because it's more money. And you did. And the average view of this channel got $45,000 in spring of this year from third stimulus. Then you heard me throughout the summer and got round after round of this money. About 2 weeks ago, you and I saw what was going on. You and I saw clearly what was going on. You had holiday bills. We had done this last year. You had holiday bills. You wanted to get your holiday bills paid so you would have money to buy holiday gifts and things like that. And I said, get some more third stimulus. People didn't think that was possible. And I brought it back on the channel about 2 weeks ago. And wow, has this changed the equation? For people who had gotten third stimulus before, did not know that they can get another round of third stimulus. And for people who had never gotten a third stimulus in this manner, they found this channel and then they got the money. Let's go over what's happened. In the last 2 weeks, the average viewer of this channel has gotten $5,000 to $6,000 from this money. Most viewers are getting $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. It's a very, very common number. There's a very few that are getting $2,000, very few that are getting $10,000. Of course, there's that one viewer who got $138,000, another got $48,000, but those are rare. Most are $5,000 to $6,000, $4,000 to $6,000. Second, they're generally getting 4 to 6 months of rent. They're generally getting 3 utilities, and these are viewers who got money from this before or didn't get it from it before. And the incredible great news is that I'm going to show you how to get this grip sum money right now. If you've gotten this money in the last few days, I'm going to show you how to get more of it. And what do I call on this channel? I call it Christmas stimulus, because this is the money that's available now before Christmas. Fourth stimulus won't be paying you anything before Christmas. Third stimulus is, and I'm going to show you how to get that great money right now. So get that pen and paper ready. If you're not a member, if you are a member, pull out that newsletter and follow along with me. And we're going to start first with the rent. The rent is astronomical. It was $20,000 to $30,000 3 months ago. Let's look at the graphic 3 months ago. It has just grown substantially in 3 months. This rent is multiple rounds. You want to keep on getting those rent numbers. And here we go. This was 3 months ago. It was $20,000 to $30,000. Now it's grown to $40,000. And viewers just continue to get it. Now, we did have one viewer last week who got $40,000 in just 1 day for rent. We had another viewer who got $138,000 from third stimulus with multiple items. But let's focus on the rent right now. So where do you get this rent? Here we go. Start taking notes. You're going to get this rent, or follow along with the newsletter. You're going to get this rent from 6 places: City Hall, City House Authority; County Hall, County House Authority; State Hall, and State House Authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, rent or mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. Now, there are 3 musts. Number 1, you must reach out to all 6 places. Number 2, you must get applications on the file as many places as you can. And number 3, you must get multiple rounds. So if you got 1 round earlier this year, get another round today. If you got a round yesterday, get another round today from a different organization. You can do that. Do the same thing with mortgage assistance. Next, you want to get utilities. These are the graphics. Then they've gone up. For example, Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000 for utilities. Reach out to all your utility companies. You're going to say utility assistance because of COVID. Here's a tough love moment. I have you have all the success stories on this channel. Well, the success stories continue to come on in. And we're seeing people who've gotten 2 or 1 utilities. I want you to get 3 as well. Here is SNAP. I want you to get that SNAP. If you got a third stimulus check, you should not be paying for your own food. You get it from Department of Agriculture. Get on SNAP right today. And SNAP is money for food. And Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year. Yes, over 10 years, he's going to get $250,000 for this channel. Nisi and Art Sullivan started the trend of getting 3 items on this channel. Ever since then, I say get at least 3 items. Mark was at 32 at the time, at 2 items on this graphic. I said, Mark, where's your third? He got his third. It brought him to 100,000, 50,000. Now Mark has gotten more items since then. He's at over 100,000. Lorraine, she was at 105, and now she's at 120. And the success stories come on in by the hour and across the hour. And I want to go over some of those success stories with you right now. They show you how viewers have listened so well and done so incredibly well in just recent days. And let's look at some of those success stories. Here is Amy overnight. Amy says, I thank you so much for your unprecedented dedication to help your viewers learn how to attain financial help during the uncertain times of the hardship since the beginning of the COVID appearance in our nation. Very, very kind, Amy. Your extensive coverage of detailed current information has been a blessing to so many. Your demeanor is always pleasant, positive, and witty, and is a pillar of hope for the American people. Thank you, very kind. So she is from a rural area of Kentucky called Summer Shade. And many may think that there's not money in rural areas, and you may be in a rural area. She embodies how to push and get that money. Her and her husband were able to get 3 rounds of utilities since the summer as watching this channel, 2 rounds of rent, and has also gotten SNAP. And while she says not big figures, she wants to prove to people that the money is available there, even rural areas. Very, very kind. Very, very inspirational. We had Judy who says, LA, you're definitely Jesus in disguise. Thank you, Judy. Thank you for your reporting. Thanks to your reporting, I got money for December 2021 rent, also January and February 2022 rent. Last year, I got rent from your channel. I was able, because of this, because of getting this third stimulus, pre-Christmas stimulus. She says, I was able to get Christmas gifts I wanted to my loved ones. There you go. I love Judy's comments. I've been listening to your show since March 2020. I've been telling your friends about it and how they're getting food and mortgage, and they're getting food and mortgage assistance also. I'm going to get rent next year with you as well. You better. And you're the best. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you as well. Sandra got multiple items. She's from Indiana, so congratulations to Sandra. We have the incredible Tonya, who got help from Amber, got money. We have Lisa, who got money. Thorn Diaz in the holiday show got 4 more months of rent. So we see this trend line. It's about 4 to 6 months of rent. Chef John Meyer says, I got an extra $2,500 a SNAP benefits. Great. Deborah got 6 more months of rent assistance, $4,000. Thank you, Ally. Thank you so much. Then Lynn Glenn says, I got more money for rent. So she got this money, of course, earlier this year. You know, Lynn. She says, I'm never going to stop watching you. Thank you, Lynn. We have Robin, who says, you're an angel in disguise. I really appreciate that. She got 3 utilities, then another 3 utilities in just 1 week. How do you do it? It's coming up in just a second in this video. And there is a D. Miller, who got about $3,000 for more rent. We have Larica, who got that lumber. We have Madonna, who got 3 rounds of rent. We have Kathy, who says, you're a godsend. I just got about $6,000 from 3 items. Congratulations, Kathy. Then we had May Lou, who got about $5,000 from 3 items. I appreciate you so much. You're the best. I appreciate you, May Lou. Morel got 3 items. Then Jay Graham got $5,000. Just incredible. Says, I speak for all of us. We love you to death. Love you back, Jay Graham. Melissa Justice got about $10,000. Just incredible from multiple items. Scarpy got SNAP. And I love Chris's story. He had gotten $10,000 earlier this year for this channel. And he writes, I would not have known about this additional sums of money if it wasn't for watching your channel. I thought third stimulus was one time and that was it. And he got an additional $4,800 this last week. Shows you the trend line, 5, 4, 6,000. It's always the same number. So get that money. Let's turn to Johnny as our incredible inspirational story. 3-part story shows you how to do this. Number 1. Johnny started 1 week with $0. By Wednesday, he had 3 programs approved, like 2 other viewers he didn't know. But Johnny didn't stop at those 3 programs, which paid him $45,000. He heard my recording saying, get as much money as you can. He did. He kept on getting money. And he ended the week with 7 programs approved. Why do I like part 1 of Johnny's story? Because he reached out to at least 15 places. You're going to have a 20 to 50% disapproval, rejection rate. So for Johnny to get 7, he's going to have at least 7 no's. And how much did he get in those 5 days? $80,000. There you go. $80,000 in 5 days. For anyone who says, I just reached out to one place, I got a no, I'm doing something wrong. You're doing everything right, because you're going to get no's just like Johnny did. Part 2 of Johnny's incredible story continued the following Monday. He reached out to his 2 family members that said, hey, I get $8,000 last week from that LALATE. They said, from what? Third stimulus. Oh, wow. How come I don't hear this anywhere else? He says they don't cover it. Let me show you how LA covers it. So they watched the videos together. Johnny went over it with them, and they ended the week as believers. each getting $50,000. Where's the landscape today? LA is now the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America. But when you talk about financial news, there's a lot to talk about. I don't cover options or I don't cover futures. I don't cover SPACs. Doesn't mean they don't exist. I just don't cover them. If they don't cover what I cover, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. They just don't cover it. And there you go. Let's turn to the third part of Johnny's incredible story, which was 2 Sundays ago. He sent me a private message on Instagram saying, hey, I've been helping other people. I said, great. He said, snowball. People kept on coming over the house saying, what are you doing? I showed them, and more people kept on coming over. I said, how many did you help? Johnny said 32. I said, my goodness, Johnny, 32 people. How much money did you get them? He said $850,000. Incredible. Incredible. And you could be that next person as well. So pick up the pen or pencil or finger and go right to the bottom of this video right now and become a member. I want you to credit part of this member of the number 3 most watched financial channel in America to get that newsletter. It comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It features everything you need to know to get this money. It features the 6 places you reach out to, featured in this video. The keywords you say, featured in this video. It features the 5 nonprofits not featured in this video that also help with these sums of money. It features the nonprofits that also provide other items like small appliances and small nominal home repairs, not featured in this video. It features one nonprofit that actually does home repairs, and it features the security information from Department of Treasury about its rent that went out. All important information. So consider becoming a member today and get that information and get this big third stimulus before Christmas today. And let's go back into fourth stimulus. Where do we left off? At the housing provisions. So the other 3 provisions in that housing are huge. First, they got in there the home repairs, low-income community, the weatherize your home. It looks like it's going to be all income levels. And this would be for like the windows and the roof. And then they got in there the first-time home purchases. This would be money given to the seller at the time of escrow in your name by the federal government. All income levels so far at the moment. They got in there $150 billion of housing. $150 billion of home health care for my seniors and people on disabilities. They got in there the $550 check for Pell Grant for my college recipients. Wow. And then they got $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle by a U.S. auto manufacturer made in unionized labor shops in the United States. Wow. Which brings us then to the $65 per month when a student is not in school for nutrition. Incredible. But the best provision, arguably, is the next one. Cheaper medication. This is the most expensive medication, like diabetes, arthritis, and cancer. This is Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D, the most expensive medications across the board. Now, what are they going to do? They're going to have them cheaper on day one, 20 of them. The 20 medications on day one, growing to 30 medications by year 2028. And they cannot increase more than the rate of inflation. If they do, there's a penalty provision. A penalty provision. I don't think you can do a penalty provision, says Pat Toomey, the Senate GOP leader. And I agree. And that is what one individual, a person called the Senate parliamentarian, is likely to rule this week or next week about these provisions, the recon. She's likely to remove this one. She's likely to remove the immigration reform, because she previously said it doesn't belong in there. And she's going to rule on the paid leave as well. And that is why Chuck is getting this legislation ready. Now, when you look at this graphic, 15,000, yeah, it's a lot more than 15,000 because you got all those checks from third stimulus repeating themselves. You got those Senate changes that are going in there. So we're looking at about $50,000, $60,000. So 15,000 is certainly undervalued. What are those other provisions that the senators are adding in there? I'm going to go over them later in this video. But let's turn back into the last group of checks that are in this incredible recon, and there are a lot of them. First, we got in there the provisions that are new and the provisions that are reoccurring from third stimulus. And what's at issue? Well, they got in there some provisions that are new, like the home health care covered benefit, the hearing aid covered benefit check, actually a check, and the universal pre-kindergarten 3 to 4 year olds. That is a check. But then there's several provisions that we have in there that are continuation from third stimulus, and that's why they don't want them to lapse. They have childcare back end, in the earned income tax credit for my hazard pay workers back end, and the CTC, the child tax credit front end. They also got in there the Pell Grant 550, the nutrition, and also the housing. So what are those other provisions the senators would add in there? I'll go over those in just a second, but let's take a jump over just for a second to that student loan debt forgiveness. There's an offer on the table to forgive it. The Democrats should take it. It's $10,000. Does not preclude the Democrats from asking for more money later on. The president already forgave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled after graduation or went to work in the nonprofit sector, the public sector. Fifth stimulus and COLA. Your benefits are going up January 1, 5.9%. 1, it's automatic. 2, you don't have to do anything. 3, don't worry if you did not receive that letter. It's not going to come right now or at all because it's just late. So your benefits are going up automatically, 5.9%. You don't have to do anything. But that's for now, because fifth stimulus is right behind it. Fifth stimulus seeks to remove COLA at the end of next year and replace it with something better, which would be inflation. It's going to be 2 to 3%. But first, they want to raise your benefits up one time to get you caught up. Then apply the new benchmark of inflation. Remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty, and love is going to win. Wow. Let's go into the breaking details of what's going on with the Federal Reserve between now and December 15th in view of what happened yesterday and in view of what happened last Friday. It's very, very important stuff for you to know, and we're going to go over it starting right now. The Federal Reserve is set to meet December 15th to decide what to do with inflation, with interest rates next year, and also tapering. Now, going into last Friday, Wall Street believed they understood the economy and its current growth trajectory. They didn't. They undervalued it. We're growing much faster. And that came in last Friday when the new jobs number came in and showed that unemployment was the best levels for almost 50 years, that the job participation, which is people coming back in the workforce, was incredibly improving, and that the labor price, how much you're paying per hour, was coming down. It was great data, and it's why Wall Street crashed. Wall Street crashed because they thought the Federal Reserve is going to see this great data and come in stronger. That was Friday. Wall Street down 1,000 points, crypto down 50% the following day after Saturday. I told you since then to this morning, to last night, that if the status stayed the same and Omicron does not come worse, that's what's going to happen. So what has happened in the last 24 hours? A lot. Number one, we now know from Pfizer that Omicron will not be getting worse. Why? Omicron announced that the current people who are triple vaccinated are fine against the variant. People who are only double vaccinated are not. And that's why they're encouraging people who have gotten those 2 doses of the vaccine to immediately get the booster. Again, Pfizer's statement is if you are triple vaccinated, you're fine against Delta and equally fine against Omicron. It is no far worse than against Delta. But if you're only double vaccinated, you're not in a good position against Omicron. You need to go out and get that booster, just like you need that booster for Delta. So with that, we know that Omicron is not getting worse. That would signal that the Federal Reserve is going to come in stronger. Then what happened yesterday? Well, it was like a double whammy, because yesterday, you know what Thursday mornings are, the new jobless claims number. And this is people who newly go on unemployment. It was an insane, blowout, incredibly great number. Let's start by saying there's no way to spin this number. There's no way to come in a live chat and say, yeah, but. No. There's no but to this, folks. This is a great number. This channel started on day 1 with Americans seeing unemployment jobless claims pre-pandemic, starting at 230,000 approximately, to by the time I press record on week 1 at April 25th, 1 million jobless new claims on April 25th, 2020. And continuing at 1 million new claims per week for over 20 weeks, the worst run of U.S. history. Millions of Americans were watching this channel unemployed and needing assistance. So what came in with that number yesterday? It was a number that no one saw coming. Was it 230? Was it 300 like earlier this month? Maybe it was high 300 like we thought earlier this month. No, it was 184,000. Not 1.8 million. 184,000 new jobless claims in the entire United States. The lowest number since September 6, 1969. The lowest number in nearly a half century. This is why now you're going to see that between now and September 15th is a nail biter. Federal Reserve is likely to come in very strong on September 15th. And I believe Wall Street will have a correction or a crash, because this is a risk we did not see coming. There will likely be a faster tapering by the Federal Reserve and likely 2 interest rate spikes next year, with the first one potentially in Q1 2022. Yeah, we didn't even see this coming. We're thinking about one interest rate spike next year at the end of the year. Not going to happen. So there you go. And with that, let's go into this shocker that I don't think I've ever would have thought I would be recording on this channel. A secret meeting and secret deals between Mitch and Chuck. It's not a joke. It's actually what happened. Unbeknownst to you, unbeknownst to me, unbeknownst to any other the legislator except Nancy and the president, Chuck Schumer received a call from Mitch McConnell in the days before Thanksgiving, days before Halloween, saying, I don't want to have any procedural fights with you. I want to have bipartisan agreement on procedure so that if you want to do things, you can do them. I'm not going to take credit for your stuff. You go do it, but I'm not going to play procedural fights with you. And that is why, if you've noticed how everything has changed in the last few days, it's like nothing we would ever thought. The details of this was unearthed yesterday in a political report. Let's go over what happened. We went into the month of December seeing 5 bodies of legislation at least that we had to get done. And a lot of us were shaking our feet thinking we're not going to get it done. 1, we had the debt ceiling limit. 2nd, we had the second debt ceiling limit. 3rd, we had recon. And 4th, we had the defense budget. Well, the defense budget will be law by the end of this week. The debt ceiling limit will be raised and be law by the end of this week. The other debt ceiling limit was moved to February, and that leaves and the defense budget is going to be law as well. That leaves only the recon. Yeah, this is a shocker. So here's my analysis. Why did it happen? I believe the reason why it happened, a few analysts are saying the same thing, is that Mitch did not want the country to default and didn't want to look like he was blocking people from doing things. Rather, he's betting on the following equation. Let the Democrats spend what they want to spend, let them go ahead and spend, and then go into the midterm elections and say, you're in a worse circumstance because the Democrats spent all this money. Let them just go and spend. This is a strategy Ted Cruz would not subscribe to. He would say, don't let them even spend the money. Not Mitch. He said, just let them spend. I'm not going to play procedural games. Let them go spend the money. So with that, you're going to see the recon procedurally pass very quickly. Is it going to happen in the month of December? Absolutely, in my opinion. Is it going to happen before Christmas? I don't think so. I think it's going to happen after Christmas unless they work the weekend before. Are you going to get money in your hand from the forced stimulus recon before Christmas? No, absolutely not. Would you get it in the month of December? Likely not. Likely not going to get money in your hand in the month of December from forced stimulus recon. That is why third stimulus is your Christmas stimulus. Third stimulus is your December stimulus. And that's why I'm so proud of you. Let's step back a notch. In December 2020, I moved from EIDL into this subject matter. And I said to you, I don't like what I'm seeing out there. People have been told to be financially dependent on one instrument, and when one instrument arrives, that's not how you do financial independence. Financial independence involves grabbing money wherever it's available, on the come, lots of it fast. And I immediately refocused you. And as soon as third stimulus became law, I said, don't focus on $1,400 because it's coming in the mail. I mean, it's coming in the mail. You don't have to do anything about it. Focus on $15,000. And you did. And you got $45,000 from third stimulus earlier this year. I was so proud of you. And then during the summer, I said, get another round. And you did get another round. You continue to apply the information. You learned the skill set last year when I told you in December, I want to show you how to get it in December 2020 so that when third stimulus becomes law, you're going to have the skill set. You had the skill set. You got it early this year. I was so proud of you. Then you got it again this summer. 2 weeks ago, we knew the right on the wall. You saw it. I saw it. Fourth stimulus was not going to become a law before Christmas. And you had bills. You needed money to get paid. I said, here you go. Third stimulus, go get it. And I'm so proud of so many of you because you listened and you learned and you did it. Countless viewers are getting on average $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 this holiday season. And they got it last week. They got it this week. They're going to get it today and they're going to get it tomorrow. This is third stimulus. It started with us refocusing. There should be only one priority: money. Lots of money, and getting it fast. You don't care what it's called. So long as it's money, it's lots of money, and you get it really fast. And you have done it so well. Just like we saw that comment from Judy, says, now I have money to buy my holiday gifts because I got these other bills paid for. You learned and you found that financial independence from this channel. Earlier this year, I said, there will never be automotive stimulus. There will never be car stimulus. I can't get it for you, but I can get the other items to free up your bills. And there is where you're going to see those incredible sums of money. So let's do some tough love right now. If you are one of those viewers that had that success stories early in this video, and you got 2 utilities, my question is, where's the third utility? Yeah, I know you got third utility. I know you got fourth utility. No one has 2 utilities. So turn to your spouse and say, LALATE's right. We do have a third utility. Pick up the phone and do the same with the other one today. Because it's another $500. It's another $600. Every dollar makes a big difference. You have done so well. You can get even more today. And so you're looking across this incredible month and you've gotten that third stimulus. You can get more of that third stimulus. And then when fourth stimulus becomes law, you're going to get that as well. 2022 is going to be a great year because you're going to get all these incredible sums of money from third stimulus, repeat again on fourth stimulus, and then you get all these new sums of money. It's been a great year. If you look over to the side, you look at Donut Guy. He hasn't had a good year. He sat in that chair, he held the donut, and he says, I only want the donut. And guess what? He's going to start the year at $1,400. He's going to end the year at $1,400. That wasn't you, because I told you not to be the donut guy. And what's important to understand is that when you're looking at the fourth stimulus recon, you want to get big checks, lots of checks, and fast checks. You don't want to focus on what the item is called. Now, it's important for you to advocate because every new check is more money. Every new check is more money, but you don't care what it's called so long as there's lots of it. So make sure you pick up that phone and advocate and contact Casey, Coons, Warren, and Wyden because the more money you get, the better money it is. Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Remember, we're here to get checks and lots of checks and advocate across the board. Meantime, did you miss the excitement last night? You did? Oh no. Javita Lake was back and she had a problem with my set. Let's see what she had to say about the problem. LALATE, it's Javita Lake, and I'm very disturbed that there's no holiday decor here. I mean, it's the holidays. Can we at least invest in a scarf tree? I mean, it's festive. You walk into a beautiful office like this, office, and you see the scarf tree in the corner, and you realize that business owner went to TJ Maxx. They got their EIDL grant, they invested, they went to the full $15,000 or whatever they offer there now that I've quit, and they invested in a good working capital of a scarf tree. It's times like this that you have to bring your decor up to par. It's a holiday season, and either you come to the game and perform, or you go home like the Cowboys. I mean, and so starts the hate mail. We got a big slate of programming today. Join me next on Morning's Countdown. It's coming up right after this at 7 o'clock. Then I'm back with you live on air at Mornings LA at 9 a.m. Make sure you subscribe. Go down this video, like the video, advocate for that recon, for those provisions that are recon, and advocate for your wallet. Pick up the phone and get those big sums of money from Third Stimulus today. Have a beautiful morning. The toast is toast and the butter is buttered every day here as well. Hope your weather is good where you are as well. Jump in the live chat and tell me how the weather is where you are watching. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful day, and stay with LA